Welcome to Intelligence and Spirituality, a groundbreaking podcast that explores the intersection of spiritual health and artificial intelligence. Our mission is to provide personalized emotional support, stress analysis, and self-exploration programs to help you achieve inner peace and spiritual growth. Stay updated on our latest episodes by subscribing now. In today's episode, we'll cover the close connection between the brain and psychology, the study of human brain functions in psychology, the benefits and limitations of heuristics, the effective heuristic, numerous validated heuristic methods, the benefits in the workplace, the limitations of ChatGPT, and 20 job roles that may be impacted by AI advancements requiring human skills such as empathy and creativity. Have you ever thought about the connection between your brain and psychology? Well, it turns out that they are closely related. In fact, the brain is responsible for processing information, generating thoughts, regulating emotions, and controlling behavior, while psychology encompasses our internal experiences in aspects such as thinking, emotions, consciousness, ideology, and personality. The brain serves as the biological foundation of psychological activity, consisting of billions of neurons and their connections that transmit information through electrochemical signals. Each region and neural circuit in the brain is responsible for different functions, such as perception, memory, emotion regulation, and decision-making. Interestingly, neural activities in the brain are closely related to psychological processes. Cognitive processes like attention, memory, and learning require specific neural circuit activation in certain areas of the brain, while emotional generation and regulation are associated with emotional centers in the brain, such as the amygdala nucleus or prefrontal cortex, along with neurotransmitter release. But here's the thing, there's a mutual influence between the brain and psychology. Our mental states can affect our brain's activities. Changes in emotion can alter activity levels within relevant areas of our brains. And at the same time, brain activity can also impact our psychological processes. For instance, neural activities during thinking or decision-making processes may affect judgment or choice-making. This is why researching the interdependence between the human mind and brain is crucial to understanding the fundamental nature behind human cognition and behavior, shaping individual experience and psychological traits. Pretty fascinating stuff, right? Well, let's dive into one of the most fascinating topics around, the relationship between the human brain and psychology. It turns out that psychology is a complex science that studies many different factors, including human thoughts, emotions, memories, and behaviors. But did you know that all of these are created and regulated by biological structures and chemical substances in the brain, such as neurons and neurotransmitters? That's why it's so important to understand the structure and function of the brain if you want to truly comprehend psychology. But it's not a one-way street. The brain is also influenced by psychological factors. Things like our emotions, beliefs, and experiences can have a big impact on brain activity and connections. This is why there is such a close connection between psychology and neuroscience. It's truly a fascinating field, and in the 21st century, psychology faces the exciting challenge of linking psychology, behavior, and the brain. So it's an important time for ongoing research in these areas. Sure, let's talk about heuristics. They're a psychological strategy that people use to solve complex problems quickly. Essentially, heuristics refer to simplified rules or experiential decision-making methods that individuals employ when information is limited. While heuristics can help people save cognitive resources and time, they can sometimes lead to bias and erroneous judgments because they might overlook certain important information or contexts. Heuristics are widely used in daily life, and you might even use them without realizing it. There are three primary types of heuristics: representativeness heuristic, availability heuristic, and adjustment heuristic. The first type, representativeness heuristic, involves making judgments based on the similarity or representative features of things. For example, assuming someone is a doctor because their appearance and behavior match people's typical impression of doctors. The second type is availability heuristic, which means that people make judgments based on the availability of information in memory. If an event or situation is more easily accessible in memory, people tend to believe it is more common or likely to occur. The last type is the adjustment heuristic, which involves obtaining more accurate conclusions by correcting initial judgments made using other heuristics. This heuristic can help individuals correct biases and erroneous judgments they may have made initially. It's important to recognize that while heuristics can be beneficial, they may lead to systematic errors under certain circumstances. For instance, when facing critical decisions and complex problems, individuals should be aware of the limitations of heuristics and combine them with other strategies as well as comprehensive information for decision-making purposes. Have you heard of the term affective heuristic? No? Well, let me introduce you to this cognitive strategy that we humans use to make decisions. Affective heuristic is a quick way of assessing the goodness or value of things based on emotional reactions rather than lengthy processing or analysis. Simply put, we tend to make snap judgments based on our emotional responses to things. You might be wondering, where does affective heuristic come into our decision-making processes? Well, when people are faced with complex decisions or evaluations, emotions can have a major influence on our judgment and choices. According to affective heuristics, if something or a situation causes positive emotional reactions, people tend to think it is good and valuable, whereas if it causes negative emotional reactions, they may consider it not worth pursuing. On the other hand, it's important to note that affective heuristics also have their limitations. Emotional biases and incorrect decisions can arise because emotional responses don't always align with objective facts or true values. In simple terms, our initial gut reaction may not always be the right one. These heuristics can also be influenced by factors such as emotional fluctuations, environmental influences, and personal experiences. So when it comes to complex decision-making situations, it's important to use rational thinking and comprehensive evaluation. However, there are still situations in which affective heuristics can come in handy. For example, when time and cognitive resources are limited. The key here is to use affective heuristics appropriately and with caution. Being aware of their existence is the first step in mastering their use while remaining wary of possible emotional biases and erroneous judgments. Next time you're making a significant decision, taking a few extra minutes to think rationally and evaluate the situation thoroughly can go a long way in getting the best possible outcome. Let's take a dive into the fascinating world of heuristics in psychology. We know the affective heuristic all too well, but did you know there are 15 other common heuristics? It's true, and we're about to explore each one. First up is the representativeness heuristic. This involves making judgments based on similarity or representative features. Have you ever assumed someone was a certain profession based on their appearance? That's the representativeness heuristic in action. Next, the availability heuristic. This one is all about making judgments based on the availability of information in memory. So, if you're more likely to remember when something negative happened rather than something positive, your judgment may be clouded by that negative memory. The adjustment heuristic comes into play when refining initial judgments for more accurate conclusions, while the simplification heuristic simplifies complex problems into more manageable forms. If you're evaluating things based on obvious characteristics or standards, you're using the assessment heuristic. On the flip side, the fast and frugal heuristic involves using simple rules or methods for quick decision-making, often with limited resources. The induction heuristic involves inferring from partial information to make generalizations about a whole, while the affect as information heuristic means evaluating or deciding based on current emotional states. If you're making judgments based on others' behavior or opinions, you're using the social proof heuristic. Then there's the attributional heuristic, which involves making judgments by attributing causes to events. Moving on, the compliance heuristic means making decisions based on social pressure or authority. The simulation heuristic involves evaluating possible outcomes by simulating potential events and situations. The consistency heuristic is all about making decisions based on consistency and similarity. The automation heuristic involves using past experiences and automated responses to make decisions, while the labeling heuristic means making judgments according to labels or categories. These heuristics have been widely studied and discussed in cognitive psychology and behavioral economics. While they can simplify decision-making processes, they can also lead to systematic errors and biases. Therefore, careful consideration should be given along with other strategies and information when making critical decisions. When people are faced with uncertain situations or limited information, they often rely on heuristic methods to make quick judgments and decisions. These methods have been validated through experimentation, observation, and theoretical research in fields such as behavioral economics, social psychology, and developmental psychology. Within these fields, researchers have discovered numerous types of heuristics, each providing a framework for understanding human decision-making and problem-solving processes. While the exact magnitudes and number of heuristics may vary over time, and as research progresses, the studies conducted over the past few decades offer key insights into how these methods impact decision quality. By reducing biases and errors, a deeper understanding of heuristic methods can ultimately help us make better choices. So whether you're faced with a tough decision or just want to improve your overall decision-making skills, paying attention to the heuristics at play may make all the difference. Hey there! Let's talk about work skills and heuristic methods and the relationship between the two. We know that in fields such as cognitive psychology, decision science, social psychology, and behavioral economics, work skills and heuristic methods have a close connection. Here are some aspects of their relationship that we can look into. Firstly, heuristic methods are critical for the decision-making process. Applying appropriate heuristic methods can help people make more effective decisions at work, especially in complex and uncertain situations. They not only help in decision-making, but can also assist in problem-solving quickly and effectively. By using heuristic methods, people can better manage and deal with challenges and difficulties at work. Work environments often come with a large amount of information which needs to be processed promptly for efficient usage. This is where heuristic methods come in handy. Using heuristic methods can help filter, integrate, and use information to improve work efficiency and decision quality. It is also useful in reducing cognitive load when individuals are processing information or making decisions, helping them cope better with stresses at work. Moreover, the heuristic method in social psychology involves behavior and decision-making during social interactions among colleagues or within organizational culture that may impact one's own behavior or decisions at work. Understanding and applying these heuristics from social psychology can assist individuals to adapt better to their working environment. Lastly, the developmental psychological approach towards heuristics focuses on how individuals form patterns of decision-making through experience and learning. At work, individuals learn through experience and training, which enhances their skill set for problem-solving and effective decision-making. Understanding this aspect of heuristics from developmental psychology could aid individuals to leverage their experiences and learning for improved job performance. So, in conclusion, work skills are closely related to heuristic approaches. By understanding and applying these approaches, people can enhance their abilities for effective problem-solving, decision-making, while managing cognitive loads efficiently, along with adapting well within their social work environment. Hey there, let's talk about ChatGPT and its advantages as well as limitations. Compared to others, ChatGPT has some advantages in certain aspects, but also limitations. ChatGPT is an AI model that can quickly store and retrieve large amounts of information. That includes knowledge from fields such as cognitive psychology, behavioral economics, decision science, social psychology, and developmental psychology. This enables ChatGPT to provide extensive information and insights that support the understanding of work skills and heuristic methods. Compared to individuals, ChatGPT is able to integrate and process more information in a very short time frame, which provides more comprehensive and immediate information. This helps people quickly understand and master relevant concepts and skills. Another advantage is that ChatGPT can provide consistent and reliable information without being influenced by emotions, fatigue, or bias. This allows ChatGPT to answer questions objectively in a neutral manner while avoiding personal subjective preferences. However, there are also some limitations that need to be considered. Compared with humans, ChatGPT lacks the ability for emotional understanding or empathy towards interpersonal relationships. This means that ChatGPT may not be able to provide support related to emotions or understand issues related to human interactions. Additionally, as an AI model, ChatGPT does not have real personal experiences or practices. Although ChatGPT can offer theoretical knowledge and advice, in some cases, actual experience and professional practice may be more valuable. Lastly, ChatGPT's knowledge is up until September 2021 and cannot provide the latest research progressions and discoveries. Some areas may undergo rapid changes, so some of the latest work skills and heuristic methods might not fall within ChatGPT's scope of knowledge. In summary, although ChatGPT has advantages in certain aspects, it also has limitations. Human beings possess emotions, interpersonal interaction abilities, personal experiences, and practices which cannot be fully replicated by ChatGPT. In practical applications, a combination of human professional knowledge and the information provided by ChatGPT can lead to more comprehensive and valuable guidance for work skills and heuristic methods. Are you curious about how advancements in AI and language models are affecting the job landscape? Well, we've got a list of 20 job positions that may experience an impact or change because of these technological advances. Let's dive in and have a look at what neuroscience and psychology skills are required for each job, arranged by probability. Customer support representative tops the list. It requires neuroscience skills such as empathy, active listening, and emotional intelligence, while psychology skills entail communications, problem solving, and conflict resolution. Technical support specialist comes next, where an individual must have troubleshooting and attention to detail skills, along with patience, effective communication, and problem solving ability. The job of a content writer involves neuroscience skills such as creativity and attention to detail, while psychology skills include research, storytelling abilities, and understanding of audience psychology. Data analyst job requires attention towards detail and pattern recognition, along with analytical thinking, statistical knowledge, and data interpretation. Translators require neuroscience skills such as linguistic ability and attention to nuances, whereas psychology skills need cultural understanding, communication skills, and language fluency. A travel agent needs to know details concerning different destinations, along with paying attention to detail and having communication and customer service skills. A research assistant requires attention to detail, data collection, critical thinking, and research methodology, while a social media manager must possess creativity, understanding trends, audience engagement, communication skills, and marketing knowledge. The job of a financial analyst requires analytical thinking and attention to detail, while psychology skills include financial knowledge, problem solving, and data interpretation. A paralegal job involves attention to detail and legal research, along with analytical thinking, organizational skills, and legal knowledge. HR coordinators need to have empathy and active listening skills as neuroscience abilities, whereas psychology skills include communication aptitude, conflict resolution, and organizational skills. Market researchers need attention to detail and data analysis, along with research skills, analytical thinking, and comprehension of customer behavior. Insurance claims. Adjusters need to assess risks and pay attention to detail, along with having investigative skills, negotiation ability, and customer service acumen. Virtual personal assistants need organizational skills and attention to detail, along with time management, communication skills, and multitasking ability. Editing jobs require attention to language and details, along with analytical thinking, critical evaluation, and writing proficiency. Marketing managers require creativity and understanding of customer behavior alongside strategic thinking, communication skills, and market analysis. Real estate agents need to know about the property market and pay attention to detail, along with having sales skills, negotiation abilities, and customer service aptitude. Event planners need attention to detail and organizational skills, followed by creativity, communication skills, and time management. Technical writers need attention to detail and logical thinking work. Neuroscience skills and communication skills and ability to simplify complex information work. Psychology skills. Last on the list are librarians, who need organizational skills and information retrieval skills for neuroscience abilities, and research skills, customer service, and knowledge of library systems for psychology skills. Although AI can assist and enhance these job roles, many of them require human interaction, creativity, empathy, and complex decision-making, which AI ChatGPT systems may not be able to fully replace. On today's episode, we covered the close relationship between the brain and psychology, how heuristics can lead to biases and errors, and how AI advancements may impact certain job roles. Thanks for listening. I'll see you guys at the next one, and don't forget to subscribe.